Okay, so I am so freaking excited, and it's kind of funny because actually I like don't even know your full story, but I know enough of it to be like, okay, we're interviewing you, and you're gonna rock this. And I'm so excited to hear all of your tips, all of your everything about your business and your journey. And I'm so excited for everybody just to soak everything in and get all of your tips. Um, so I'm gonna unmute you. Okay, so if you just want to start with like telling about your story, talking about just your journey in the business so far. When did you join? Whatever you want to tell us about your story.
Okay. I started out as a little customer I was a little customer for about 9 months with Alyssa Holler. And I'm from the same town that Alyssa Holler's from, but I haven't lived there since I was about 17. I'm 29 now. I watched her on Facebook for years and years and years, just posting about this stuff and all of the products. Well, I was born with what you call anhydrosis, which means that I'm physically incapable of sweating. So I can't work out. I can't lose weight like that. I could probably tone, but I had my first heat stroke when I was 19 due to overheating. So when I talked to her about these things, she gave me a heads up on like the thermogenic vitamin and stuff, how it might make you overheat or whatever. I just jumped in. I ended up starting out with the Fit 30, and I stocked up. I got stocked up for 3 months before I even started, because I was like, if I'm going to start this, I want to do the full 3 months and have everything there for me. And on my third month is when I started. After my 90 days, I lost 34 pounds on the products. That was just the keto coffee and the Thermify X. Hi, Lisa. So after that, I ended up in Destin, Florida in July. At this point, that was my 90-day mark, and I had my very last pack of coffee with me, and no way of getting more. So while I was there, I was like, okay, I'm gonna take my last day, and after this last coffee, I'm gonna stop for a little bit, because originally I had told Alyssa when she was asking me, hey, this stuff's working for you, are you interested at all in joining? I was like, no, I do not want to do that. I'm not gonna do that. And so I was like, I'm going to think about it in my own head. I didn't really tell her, but in my own head, I was like, I'll think about it. After this, I want to see how much weight I gained back. On October 6th would have been the exact day, from July 6th to October 6th, I weighed myself, and taking no products at all, I only gained back 6 ounces of the 34 pounds that I lost. So that day, I messaged Alyssa and said, just sign me up. Just sign me up, because if nothing else, I want it for myself all the time. And after that, everyone at my work for those 6 months that I was taking the stuff all together, they were like, do you sell this stuff? What are you doing to lose this weight? Every time somebody new would come in, they would be like, oh, we haven't seen you in a week. You look like you've lost 20 pounds every time we see you. What are you doing? And I was like, if nothing else, my experience with the products is going to help me sell this. And it has. So as soon as I signed on, I signed my first 6 loyal customers in 5 days. In 2 weeks, I signed on 14. And that was based off of friends and family who had watched me lose the pounds on the products. So that's how I got started.
I love that. There's so many things I want to say already about your story. But okay, talk about your promotion, because you hit Ruby fairly quickly after joining, didn't you?
Yeah, I joined on October 6th. I don't know the exact date. I know that the emails come through a little later, but I looked that up, and by November 20th, I had made executive, and December 20th is when I got Ruby.
So in like 90-ish days, 3 months?
Yeah. A little less. Yeah, October 6th. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love it. And just some things that I wrote down from hearing your story, I was like, first of all, I love when people start as customers. And shout out to Alyssa, because she took care of you and helped you get those results so that then you would join. So tip on that, because there's so many people that try the products that if they see the results, first of all, helping them get those results and then asking them if they want to join the business. Like, why are we not asking any customer who has lost any weight at all, seen any results at all, like, hey, do you want to do this? Because they already know the products that work. They already have that confidence. Just do the business, you know? And then, you know, you losing, 30 pounds in 90 days or whatever, because you obviously are a product of the product. And yes, you were a customer first, but how has that affected your business to where anybody that has been in the business, even if you join not trying a product at all, but like you should be using products right now to be a product of the product to help your business. So you talk about how that helped your business, and just talk about, has that helped like people trust you more, or are you like sending personal before and afters? How is that affecting your business and your enrollment?
It affects it entirely. I have 10 girls under me altogether from just stemming away, but I talk to all of them individually and tell them, I don't care if you're 100 pounds or not. There's something for you on this line for you to try, whether that's for your acne or that's your hair or your lashes or whatever. No matter what, there's something for you to explain to people, or talk to someone like me or someone on your team that has had personal results. Because if you go on Google or you go on Pinterest, that stuff's great too. But if you have and say like, hey, this is my friend Alyssa, and she just did this cleanse for 2 days, and this is what her belly looks like right after she just had a baby, and she's my actual friend. Or for me, I have tried almost everything. Like, I don't try this stuff like the probiotics and stuff. I don't need that yet, I guess, or whatever, but I try all the things that I know would be beneficial to me in my life right now, so I can share the experience with someone. If I don't like the taste of it, I'll probably tell you, I don't like the taste of it. It sucks, but I'm going to chug it down because I feel the effects that it has on my body and what it makes me look like the next day. But I encourage every single one of them, get something that nobody's not going to benefit from a cleanse. Everyone is going to benefit from that. Nobody's going to not benefit from a 90-day hair challenge. So try it, and then you can sell your results a lot more. A lot of people are so skeptical when they talk to me. I talk to people today. I have 3 or 4 people that I've been talking to since day one, and they're still so skeptical. But what makes them less skeptical is when I send them pictures of myself, or I take a picture of me in a wrap and I'm sending it to them, and then I send them the picture the day after, and then immediately they're signing on.
I love that. And I always say, like, even if you haven't tried a product on day one, use other people's results until you get your own. So if you just join and you're a newbie, don't be like, oh, well, I can't sell products because I don't have my own results, or I didn't lose 30 pounds, or I don't have that much weight to lose. Like, use other people's results and know the names of those people. So like for me, the weight loss results that I personally don't have myself, I use other people's pictures, but I know the names of those people. They're either distributors or they're customers of mine or somebody else's, and I know their names so that I can be like, here's my friend Alyssa's results. Here's my friend Autumn's results. And I say that so that they know that I know who that person is. They're not just random. I know them, and that's their results until, and I send my own cleanse results, things like that. So if there's products that you don't have your own, use others, but get your own results on specific products and then target those products. Like if she's lost 30 pounds, she's probably not trying to sell the hair, skin, nails to every single person, and that's it. She's going to talk about the product that she has results with because she has pull with that. They're going to trust her because they see her face and her results. So use that product and then strongly promote that product because they're going to see you and they're going to see that they can trust you and be honest. And just the way that you're talking, I can tell that you're so authentic and honest with people. And I can tell you that that's why you signed that many customers, is because you're being honest about the taste of things. You're being honest about, well, honestly, you don't just need a cleanse to lose weight. You need this other product too. Like being honest with them about that, they're going to trust you more than just being like, oh, you just need this one product and you're going to lose 60 pounds and life's going to be great and it tastes amazing and cool, get it ordered. Like people don't trust that because it sounds fishy. It sounds like you're telling them what they want to hear. And by being honest, I feel like so many people are like, oh, well, she just told me that she doesn't even like the taste, but the benefits are worth it. So she must be true, like she must be being honest with me. So I love that. Okay. And the other thing I want you to talk about really quick is the fact that you said no to the business at first. And I freaking love that because I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, they told me no, they're never going to join. They hate the business. I'm never going to follow up with them. And if you never did that, you probably wouldn't, well, you went back to Alyssa, but if she wouldn't have planted that seed and asked you, you never would have probably joined. And so will you talk about just how that's affected your business? Like, do you reach out to people more? Like, how has that affected your business? And then also how you train people to do that as well.
Yeah, Alyssa asked me probably when I first signed up as a loyal customer to at least think about the idea. And I was like, no, I watched this girl. There's no way I can do these things that she does. I cannot post that much. And at that time, I think my exact words to her was, I have a full-time job and I have 2 kids and they're both in sports actively all year long. And she's like, yeah, but what we tell people, you can do it. But us hearing it right now as distributors, we know you can do it, but people who aren't yet distributors have no clue that it's such minimal work that you're already doing anyways. I do follow up with every person, especially the ones that send me the results as a loyal customer. I have some of them that they just don't, or they don't take it consistently, and that's their bad. I tell them from day one, you're going to get your max results by taking the products every day as you were supposed to. If you don't and you fall off and you jump back on, you'll lose. And no, you don't have to diet or exercise, but it's absolutely going to help. So I every single person that does reach out to me and send me the results, and I have a few of them that consistently send me results, and I keep asking them. I just tell them every single time, you should be doing this with me because what you're doing right now is exactly what I'm doing. I'm taking the products that I'm buying myself and I'm posting my before and afters, and that's what you're doing, only you're sending them to me, and all you have to do is make it a public thing and you're making money. So, and I tell everyone too that I talk to, and this is true. I cannot promote and I cannot benefit from my business unless I'm helping you. And so that's what I tell all of my girls. You need, when you're telling people that, don't say, hey, you're going to sign up and you're just going to be off on your own. Make sure that you tell them over and over and over that I benefit nothing if I don't help you promote, or if you aren't getting anywhere in your business, I'm not going to get anywhere in mine. And that's a big selling point to a lot of people. I think I've signed 2 girls from that conversation alone.
Yeah, I love that. And just being honest about your motives and the business in general, because a lot of people probably do think that. So you're like hitting that objection right away before they even have time to think it, or even after they think it, you're hitting that. But somebody asked, because you talk so much to your DTs about, getting their own results, being a product of the product, how that's going to help them. Somebody asked, do all of your DTs have an auto shipment on because of that?
Every single one of them. Every single one of them.
I freaking love that. Will you tell us your combo with them? Like, so if I'm a new DT and I just joined and I'm like, okay, I just joined the business, and you're at the point where you're going to tell me that I should try the product and have an auto shipment, tell me what you would say.
I have very good relationships with all of my girls. 2 of them, one of them doesn't actually work right now. She's kind of in between of falling off, and I don't really know what the heck she's doing. But the other one, I don't know her at all in real life, but her and I have such an amazing relationship online that I feel like I know her, just like Alyssa. I've never met Alyssa in person yet, and I feel like I know her very well. But from the beginning, I just tell them that you don't have to make an order online. You're gonna need the 150 BV, or you're gonna need to make an auto shipment. But I highly encourage you and everyone that you ever sign to make the auto shipment for yourself, because like I have my stepmom who sells under me, and she also has a massage therapy business. Well, that's kind of what stemmed her into doing that, is that she wanted to sell to her customers. Well, she's very skinny. She's very thin. She's got long, beautiful hair and beautiful skin. She doesn't need anything that we have. But I tell her all the time, you can't not benefit from a carb control. You can't not benefit from a lip and eye. You're going to get results from something. So you need to put in that auto ship regardless, because if you're not posting pictures with your products, you're not being authentic. If you're just stealing pictures of someone holding a Thermofy X in a picture and it's not your actual hand, you're not going to benefit always. Somebody might be like, oh, she's taking it, but people are going to fall into that. If you're not actually posting a picture sometimes with you holding your coffee cup or you holding your bag of BFF, they're going to catch on. It doesn't seem real. We all know that. I just highly encourage them to at least put their face with the product sometimes.
Yeah, and something else with getting your own products, and so another leader on a Zoom said this, and I thought it was funny, but think about when people ask me all the time, well, what does the coffee taste like? Well, what does the celery taste like? And if you've never tried it, what are you going to say? I don't know, but you should buy it anyways. Like they're going to be like, wait, you've never tried it, but you're trying to convince me that I need this? Like, even try like samples of them. Like order, like we have like a sampler pack. Put that on your auto shipment. Like try something or try it once, because even if you don't like it, you can still explain to them what it tastes like. If you hate coffee, but you try it once and you say, well, it actually tastes like, well, does it taste like black coffee, or does it taste like a cappuccino, or what does it taste like to you? And you get to tell them your personal opinion. But if you've never tried it, you're going to lose them right away, and they're going to be skeptical because they're like, who the heck are you to tell me I should use this if you've never even tasted it? So I love that. And oh my gosh, I'm going to go. And y'all, can you even think about if you had like you're a diamond and you have however many distributors under you, to be a diamond, what is it, like 10, 13, I don't even know, times 90 BV or 80 BV, how much extra volume are y'all bringing in a month? Like 80 times 10 is 800 extra volume every single month from your DTs. Like how much quicker everyone's going to hit their promotions, and everyone's going to get paid every single month, and nobody's going to be mad because they weren't commission qualified. Like you're knocking out so many stones or so many birds with one stone. So I love that. And I'm going to start doing that. And you just convicted me of that. So I'm like brainstorming now. Okay. Well, the other thing I really wanted you to talk about is your schedule, because you're a mom of two, you work night shift, I think 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. You can talk about that, but talk about that schedule, because I have other people on here that either work night shift or they just work full time and they feel like I have so many things to do. Like everybody's busy. How do you fit this business into your schedule, especially with your schedule being like opposite of the other side of the world that's awake?
The hardest thing for me is to catch these Zooms. That is the worst thing for me. But one thing that I just have to sacrifice is an hour of sleep or 2 hours of sleep, something. My schedule, I go in to work on Sunday night, so technically Monday midnight, and I work till 8:15. I work in a quality department, so a lot of the times I don't get home until later. But my actual schedule is midnight to 8:15, Monday through Friday. And I have 2 kids that are highly active in sports. So I've got one basketball player and a football player. And then my little girl is actually a wrestler. And a lot of our time is dedicated to their sports, whether it's for practices or birthday parties of the kids on the team or whatever. And to me, it just works. For me, I work better with crunch time than to have all this time all the time. Like I know I've only got an hour to do this, so I'm going to do it. So it puts me in a better place than me having more time. Typically what I do is when I'm at work, not everyone has the luxury of doing this, and I'm really not supposed to, but I take my phone with me to the floor or to my office or whatever. I have my work notepad and I have my at work's notepad. And there, I'm still signing. I mean, I'm still writing down my potentials. I'm still signing on people from HAPS. I'm writing them down every second, whether I'm home or I'm at work. When I come home in the morning, this is so weird. And my neighbors think I'm a freak of nature, I swear to you. But I will come home in the morning and I'll sit in my car in my driveway and just listen to music for 30 minutes to sometimes an hour and a half. And I'm doing nothing but posting for the business because I know when I come inside, I'm going to lay down and I'm going to get tired. So if I'm sitting out there listening to music, or I'm not in a comfy place, I'm still in my work clothes, I'm not going to fall asleep in the car. I know that for sure, because when my kids roll up on the bus at 3:00 in the afternoon, the bus driver's going to be like, we probably don't need to drop them off here if the mom's sleeping in the car. So I sit out there and I do that. Then I'll come in, I'll get dressed and I'll wash my face and I go to bed. As soon as I wake up, I'll check on my kids, see what they're doing, make sure homework's done, all of that. We'll plan out dinner, or we'll run to whatever practice it is that day. If I'm at practice, my phone and my notebook's with me. I don't even go into my little girl's wrestling practice for an hour. I sit out in the car and I do my business. And then I go inside so she knows I'm there and I'm present, but I also have my phone and my notebook with me. It just never stops. If I have a second of free time, that's what I'm dedicating to my business. So really, I'm dedicating every single free minute of my day to it. Um, when they go to bed, their bedtime's 8:30. It has been like that for years because it's just what works for us. They're less grumpy and it all together. So they go to bed at 8:30, and 8:30 to about 11:00, when I need to like run out the door and fly to my work on 2 wheels, is what I'm doing to this business. I'm doing the business, everything. Whether posting to the story, or I'm talking to my girls, or I'm sending out follow-ups, or I'm talking to potentials of whatever kind. Every second is dedicated to this, that I'm not actually working. My kids probably reap the consequences of that a little bit, but they're a little older, so they kind of can fend for themselves for most of the time.
First of all, he's nodding in the background about his bedtime.
Yeah, he hates me for that. He had, his birthday was this week. He turned 12, and I had a meeting with Alyssa, and he was like, "Can I come with you?" And I was like, "Yeah, I guess," because I think it was like 8:30. But I was like, "It's your birthday, so I know this is not like celebratory, but you can come sit in my meeting." And he was like, "I love this." And right after we got off of the Zoom with Alyssa, he was talking to one of my distributors while I was watching the Black Diamond Zoom, and he was like, "Yeah, so she's in a meeting right now, but you should really hop onto the Black Diamond Zoom because it's going to be great." And then I was like, "Okay, I'm in for it."
Oh my gosh, I love that. And your kids watch what you do. Like, no matter what you're doing, like, your kids are going to watch you. And so I love when people include their kids into their business, because they're going to grow up knowing, okay, hard work pays off, like, no excuses, make sacrifices, it's worth it. And you're showing them like what you're willing to do to provide for them. And I love that. And the fact that he gets so excited is so sweet. What else was I going to say? Oh, the main thing I took from all of that about your schedule and you still working the business, and here's these little chunks of time where you're working and whatnot, is this business is one of your main priorities, and I feel like so many people are like, oh, I have my job and that's my main priority, and then this is my side hustle, so it gets pushed to the side. And instead of, making them equal and balancing them, like, I feel like, and that's where excuses come in, is like, oh, well, I'm busy with these things, so that gets pushed off and I didn't get that done today. You're making it a priority. So just as much as getting to your 9 to 5, not 9 to 5 job, 12 to 8 a.m. job, just as much as your regular job, you're making this business just as much as a priority. And that's why you're being so successful and reaping those benefits of that. And I'm not saying everybody has to work this business every second that they're awake of their day, but just making those sacrifices and making it a priority so that you make the time of day for it and you're being consistent with that. So another thing I was going to say is, like, she wakes up every day and she doesn't get to decide, like, oh, well, I don't want to be a mom today. I'm not going to be a mom. Like, you wake up and you have to do it. You wake up and have to go to your regular job. You wake up and have to be a mom. It's the same thing with this business. Like, I wake up and I know my responsibilities for the day, and I know I don't have a choice. This is my business. This is, you know, whether it's your extra income or your full-time income, this is an income for you, which means it's a job, which means you have to show up, you know, and like taking that responsibility and making that a priority. And you kind of already talked about sacrifices that you've made. Do you want to hit on any more like sacrifices that you've made or that like other people have to make in order to like be successful or promote?
I just think that you have to step out of your comfort zone. You're gonna eventually, I know that at first, she's asleep. Okay. At first, it's gonna be rough. My stepmom being one of my DTs, she's on here, and I tell her all the time, you don't have to be so aggressive with people, but you have to step out of your comfort zone at some point in time, or they're never going to answer you. So she asks me all the time, like, how in the world do you just sign up? There is someone in our family that I was trying to get to sign up under her. And she just, I mean, she was telling her no constantly. I was like, all right, let me talk to her. So I got her. In 20 minutes, I had her on like a 200 BV order. And she was like, what in the world did you do? And I'm like, you can't just let her tell you no. I mean, if she tells you no, no never means no to me, first of all. It never means no. And that is that is my thing. There is no excuse for anything. But you don't have to be aggressive. You just keep talking to them, and as long as they're giving you their ear, you can tell them anything that you want to tell them. So being consistent and not allowing excuses, because we know that excuses are not really a thing. We all can have a million excuses for everything, but if you just stay consistent with people and let them listen to you, and if they don't want to listen, then you'll get the vibe eventually. If somebody's just like, okay, leaving you on red forever, then I'm not going to follow up with someone 365 days a year that I'm wasting my energy on when I could be signing someone else. But if people are letting you talk, then keep talking. And you don't have to be aggressive, but just stay persistent. And reaching out to people that you don't know, I had to tell myself this. And this is something that I'm still working on, because I have a very hard time reaching out to people and just sending what we call a cold message. I don't like cold messages myself. If people message me all the time asking me to buy stuff, and I'm like, ugh, these people. But that's us. We're that. But I don't cold message people. You got to build relationships with people. So if you send out 100 friend requests and 75 of them accept, don't say, hey, I've got this product that you want to buy. And if they say no, thank you, or whatever, don't give them an eye roll emoji and block them. Be friends with them first. Build relationships, because that is 100% where all of my customers have come from, aside from my family. These people, I have no idea where they're even from. I have no idea where I even added them from. I probably got them from Alyssa's husband's cousins, uncles, friends list, and I have no idea who they are, but I'm building relationships with them and talking to them just like I would in real life. I'm not just selling them the business. So what I have to tell myself is, I've went 29 years without being friends with these people on Facebook. If they don't like or want to hear what I have to say, what am I losing if they block me? So what I have to learn is, I can reach out to people even if I don't feel comfortable. What am I losing if they delete me on Facebook? So that's something that I just encourage. Just go ahead and type out a message that you can send to 50, 75 people a day, and just hit send. Don't even think about it. Copy, paste, send. If they block you, or they say, no, I'm not interested, or they delete you as a friend, so what? You weren't friends with them before. You don't have to be friends with them now, but you at least planted your seed, and you can keep planting your seed. One seed that doesn't grow is okay.
Yeah, and something that I was thinking about when you were saying about, you know, not being aggressive with people, but if they're talking to you, you can overcome any of their objections as long as you're having the conversation. And I heard that a long time ago on a Zoom. Somebody said, or on a podcast, somebody said, you have the power to overcome any objection. And before I heard that, I would always be like, someone would be like, well, I don't have the money, or I'm too busy to work the business. Or they would give me these objections and I'd be like defeated. I'd be like, oh, and I'd have to like try to jump back and be like, well, no, you're not too busy, like defending the business. And ever since I heard that, I was like, I can overcome any objection. And so they're like, I'm too busy. And I'm like, well, girlfriend, I worked the business and I was in full college full time and I had the job and I was in a sorority and I still work this business. Like you can overcome any objection that somebody gives you, whether it's about the products or the business. And so just believe that in yourself and have that confidence. And you can overcome any objection by giving them that information that they obviously don't know yet. But I love that. Okay, so let's get down to the nitty gritty. You talked about it a little bit, but like what's working for you right now, like with enrolling customers and distributors? Like, is it just you're posting? Is it, building relationships through like Messenger and then you ask them or they reach out, or host to post, or like what's working for you right now?
Different things work at different times. I will tell you what Alyssa and I had talked about this week, and I hadn't reached out to her, but I had been wanting to ask her, and finally I did. But one thing that does not work for me, and might work for other people, but it has not worked for me not one time, was me putting a host to post on an image. Alyssa, I sent it to her the other day, and she was like, well, what are you posting? Because I said, I'm scared that when Courtney asked me this week, what's the power of your host to post, and I have no power at all because they're not working for me, but I know that they work because I see them work for other people. So I'm never going to say that it doesn't work. I see so many. We have a lot of different chats that people say. We have group chats where you post your loyal customers for the day, your DTs for the day, and then you put how beside it, and a lot of them are coming from HAPs. And I'm like, what the heck am I doing wrong? Because I'm doing it. I've got a list here, 2 pages of people who's hosted a post for me, and I'm getting nothing. So I sent it to Alyssa, and she's like, okay, send this. And she sent me this little message, and I was like, okay, I'll put it on an image, and I'll have people try that. She's like, no, stop. Don't do an image. And I was like, wait, but that's easier. Like, I could just go to my gallery, click it. I don't have to go and copy and paste. And as soon as I did that, I've got 12 host posts from that right now, and I've got 7 loyals from that just in 2 days that she's told me that. So I suggest maybe not doing an image, because people are going to see the image, they're going to scroll on. But then when somebody sees that your friend is actually posting for you, not an image, and has your name tagged on it. I have one post that just posted yesterday that has 7 people saying they were interested in the Thermifite X. So HAP does work. You just got to figure out how it works for you. And there's never going to be a day that you ever come to my page and you don't see at least 10 to 12 slides on my story. And I don't post about one thing. I might not like overwhelm people with 10 different things, 10 different products on different slides, but I'm going to post at least about the business in a product or 2 products every day. And I post 1 to 3 times personally on my page with generally a pretty lengthy post. So people read. I mean, they read, and whether they're there or not, they are people who are liking your stuff. Yesterday, I still have a very small following because I've just recently figured out ways that work for me in expanding my network. But yesterday, my story reached 175 people, and most of my story that day was of my son's birthday. So they're watching. People are watching. And all you have to do is go through, like their posts, send your happy birthday messages, send your positive vibe messages, and people are going to be curious about you. And if whether you're posting about your regular life or your business, they're seeing it. So I just encourage expanding your network for sure every single day, and making sure that when they come to your page and they're curious about you, that they don't have nothing to see. If they're like, okay, who's Courtney? She keeps liking all my posts, but when I go to her page, she's no one special. She doesn't have anything going on. But if you've got 10 to 15 slides on your story, they're going to be like, oh, she's got the good stuff. So I I will never have a naked page. And I try to tell my people that all the time. I know that it's exhausting. I don't care. It doesn't matter if it's exhausting. It's not that exhausting to use your thumbs and tap on 10 different slides to put on your story. So save you a couple of pictures, even if you have to be repetitive with them on your lazy days, make sure something's up.
Well, and the fact of it being exhausting, and my leader, Kayla Gilbert, said this on a live video on our team page the other day, but she said, sometimes we act like our business is so hard. But is it really that hard to sit there and message a few people or put up a post or put something on your story? Like when you compare that to, she was talking about her husband like does like manual labor for his business. And he's out there like working in a garage all day, like doing hard stuff. And we can freaking sit on the couch. So yeah, you might be tired. Yeah, it might be, you know, you might have a lot going on and you're super busy and you have to fit it in. So it's like hard that way. But really our business is not hard. It's simple, you know, to make a post a couple times a day, to put on your story a couple times a day, to answer some messages. Like it's so simple. It's just fitting it in. And as for host to post, oh yeah, Alyssa answered. She was just talking about having them put the words on like a graphic, like on over, and having them post it that way when it already has the words. And it works better when you just have them do the text instead. So I love that. And something about that I love is that you are willing to ask for help. Instead of just being like, oh, host to post doesn't work for me, I'm not going to do it. You were willing to be like, okay, it's working for other people. What the heck am I not doing, or what can I change to make it better? And that's something that's so important in this business, is that if you need help, ask for help. And if something's not working, but it's working for other people, it's probably because you need to tweak something. And so making sure that you're being willing to do that and being open to asking questions and asking for help. Or else you're going to be missing out on all that success that everybody else is having. But if you tweaked one little thing, you could have the same exact success. So I love that. And the fact that you signed like 7 loyals right after that, I love that. Is that what you're using?
This was my actual result of my before my 34 pounds and after. And what seemed like it would have been a great thing to catch my eye wasn't so much, but this is what we were talking about. So it just said, hey friends, who's serious about losing 20 plus pounds in 90 days? Ashley's hosting a 90-day weight loss challenge to use her products at her discount. And it had my actual results on it. And I was like, heck yeah, I'm gonna reel these people in. I had another one that was I don't know if you can see it or not. Probably not. No, okay. So it was a business opportunity and it had my name in it and 7 different positions or whatever. That did not work. Those are deleted now. That is, those are not getting used ever again. So that's what I was talking about. We just used it I actually got it from Gabby, another girl on our team. And because I don't just reach out to Alyssa. That's another thing that we have to remember too, is that our enroller is not running our business. Everybody that I enroll, I'm not running your business. I'm here to help you, and I'm here to coach you. If you've got questions day or night, I'm here to answer them, and I will happily do so. But I am not in charge of running your business. You are. I can't do everything for you. And Alyssa's not the only person I reach out to. I talk to Chrissy. Chrissy's on here. Chrissy reaches out to me sometimes. And we have a very close team, I feel like. And everyone, I almost feel like everybody probably does. We're all on different teams, but everyone has a close team. You can reach out to more than just your enroller, because what Alyssa might do, you know, I see top leaders like Alyssa sometimes posting in our group chats asking for help as well. They don't know everything. We might do stuff different that works for us that she never really thought about doing. So even Chrissy, just being as new in the business as I am, she might know stuff that Alyssa doesn't. So I'll be like, hey, what's working for you? Or she asks me a lot, what's working for you? Because I need to get this done. And there's no one out there that's going to be like, well, sorry, you're not on my team, so I'm not going to help you. I have another girl too that Dawn actually introduced me to. She found someone that was really struggling in her business, and I have no effects. I get no effects from helping this girl. I can't sign her customers. I can't place her anywhere. I can't do anything for her but give her advice. And she comes to me all the time. I have no benefits by helping her, but us as a team, we know how this works. It doesn't hurt to help somebody or lend a helping hand. So don't just reach out to your enroller. Reach out to other teammates or other top leaders that you feel like you like what they're posting or what they're getting. You can reach out to anybody that's in this business and they're going to help you.
Yeah, I love that. And Alyssa said in the chat, one team, one mission. And I even feel like I don't want my DTs, the ones who are on here, Jalen, LaShonda, whoever else, but like, I don't want y'all to just come to me because I don't have all the answers. And if you only follow me, you're not going to have the amount of success that you could if you went and found other perspectives too, because everybody has different perspectives and everybody has different leadership styles. Sometimes I'm really, really red. Well, if my team's yellow, which I try to be yellow for them, but sometimes they need to go watch YouTube videos from other leaders who they learn better from, if that makes sense, and like different tips. And I'm even doing that. I'm going on YouTube and watching, YouTube videos from Carrie Young and from whoever else that always have awesome tips for what's working, Rachel Jones, so that I can better my systems to help my team. But y'all should be doing that too. Always be learning from multiple people, and success leaves clues. And so I'm always watching top leaders. I'm watching their pages. I'm seeing what they're posting. I'm seeing how many comments they're getting on posts. I'm looking at their stories. Like, I'm watching what they're doing because I want to duplicate that so that I can have the same success. And so everybody needs to be doing that. So I love that. Okay. The last thing that I have is, what advice would you give to somebody who maybe they're brand new in the business? Maybe they have a crazy schedule like you do, or maybe they've been in for a while and they haven't promoted yet, but they want to. What's the advice that you would give to them just about getting started or getting to where they want to be?
I would say something that I didn't do that I had wished I had done, and I probably will go back and do that, which now that I'm kind of in the business a little bit more than I was when I was a newbie, is make sure you do your trainings. Do all the trainings that I didn't do them. And so some of the girls that enrolled under me were like, hey, I'm doing this training, I'm doing that training. I'm like, oh God, please don't ask me any questions because I never even watched them things. I just have been winging this from day one, and somehow it's just worked for me. But I know that there are benefits from the training. So I'm going to tell you to train. Pay attention to your group chats that you're in. Don't turn off your notifications indefinitely. If you're busy or you're having bad days or whatever, you just need a day, you can mute them, but don't mute them indefinitely because there are so many things in there. Pay attention to your team, your uplines, your downlines, every one of them, because everyone has relevant questions that we're all going to come through needing. And just expanding your network. I think that has been the best thing for me as of recently, is just expanding my network and building relationships with people. You've got to get yourself out of your comfort zone, like I talked about earlier, and that's going to be the biggest benefit for you. So the ones that have been in it for a while and aren't exactly where they want to be, stay persistent and tell yourself every day what you want, whether you write it down on paper, which is what you need to do anyways. Write it down on paper, because if you don't actually believe that you can get there, you're not going to get there. So tell somebody, tell yourself, write it down, put it on your screensaver on your computer or on your phone, and know what you want and know what you're going to go for, and go for it. But stay persistent and stay after people, keep following up, and do all of the things that you don't want to do, because it's going to work out.
Yeah, exactly. And when it comes to doing all those trainings, I think that is so important, and reaching out and finding your own trainings and YouTube videos and whatever and doing that. But I'll also say that having all the facts and knowing exactly what to do and knowing all of these things and, trying to gather all this information but not actually putting it into action is worse than just having ignorance on fire. And the people who join and they're like, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm going to post 5 times a day and I'm going to message all these people, and that's okay. You'll learn how to get better, but doing more action, even though you're like, I have no idea what I'm doing, but here we go, is better than being like, okay, I have to get all my ducks in a row and I have to know exactly how this is going to go before I even start it. That's not going to work for you. So just start it and work through it and find those trainings along the way, but you have to put in the action or nothing's ever going to come from it. So I don't want to take any more of your time, especially because you have to work tonight. So I'll let you hang out with your kids or take a nap or whatever you need to do, work your business. But thank you so much for hopping on. I appreciate your time, your tips, just pouring into us. I have a lot of people on my team that are night shifters as well, so I wanted to give them some tips from you. So thank you so much for hopping on with us.
Thank you for having me. Thanks for not making it so hard. I didn't have time to plan anything, so when we hopped on here right before this, I was like, hey, can you hop on a couple minutes early? Because I was feeling extra anxious. I had a little one in the ER this morning. I didn't get to go to bed until about 4 p.m. after I got off at 8. So I was like, I'm feeling anxious. Can you get on here and I'll hop on with you? And then I told her I didn't have time to plan for your questions, girl. I'm just gonna wing it.
Winging it is always best, you know. But thank you so much for hopping on even with your crazy busy day. I appreciate it so much, but I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, guys.